Hello and welcome to Apostolic Children's Ministry podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Apostolic Children's Ministry podcast. Tristan is back. I'm not alone. I'm not running solo like I did last week, and I hate doing that. That's why they're like short. It was a 20-minute podcast, and I'm by myself
that was
because
unheard of.
I know I bore myself, so I don't like talking. I don't like talking when it's just me. But when it's you, you are very long-winded. You just talk so very, very much, and so it just makes it a longer podcast.
Wow.
Just kidding. She does not talk exceptionally more than most women. I mean, just kidding. Please, everybody out there. I just got, what do they say when canceled? I just got canceled.
He's canceled.
The cancel culture is in effect right now. But Sister Tristan, let's kind of recap a few things. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about what's been happening.
Yes.
Because there's some cool, big stuff going on. But before we do, I want to mention a book that I was sent.
Okay.
And it's a kid's book, very colorful, very bright, and very fun, like for kids. And it's by an apostolic for apostolics.
Ooh.
And we need more content like this out there. So I'm going to put a picture of it on the screen while I talk about it. But this is called The Puppy Plane and the Tortoise Train.
Oh, that's really cool. Blessings
of Goshen Farm. And it's by Misty Kellum. And they sent this to me just to kind of check it out. My wife read it to my 4-year-old, and he really, really liked it. But she said it was just really cute, simple illustrations, and it reminds kids that there are blessings in everyday things. And she said that Cody really liked it. The animals were cute and funny, and he loved them all because they were all bright and colorful. And that's very important. You know, the illustrations are just as important as the words sometimes for that age group. But you need to go check it out. And I believe it's available on Amazon. I should have got that clear ahead of time, but I'm pretty sure it is. Again, The Puppy Plane and the Tortoise Train by Misty Kellum. Go check it out by an apostolic. Go support an apostolic author.
So cool.
Speaking of supporting them apostolic authors, we put out a book recently. My dad and I, we put out a book called True Enough Short Stories, and it's a collection of just funny stuff that's happened either to us or to people we know, or maybe it's a story that's been told to us. Uh-huh. Most of mine, the ones that I wrote, were like personal experiences, either from my computer business when I owned one, or from Sunday school, or who knows, from golf stories, just silly stuff that's happened, and they're all true. Now, if you've ever read James Herriot, have you ever read his about the veterinarian? Well, they're really funny. But I heard that he may have written them in a bit of an exaggerated way to make the telling of it more enjoyable. And we may have done that. We did not change the facts. What happened, but we may have made it, a little bit more funny than it may have actually been, even though they actually happened. Those things happened. Yeah. So go check it out. It's on Amazon, True Enough Short Stories. And it's by my dad, Larry Booker, and myself. And if you like it, put a review on Amazon. And if you don't like it, don't do that. Do not review it. Nope. Just use it for kindling. You can rip those pages out and start a good fire. Wow. Right? Yeah. So support them apostolic authors, my friend. All right. Another couple cool things that are coming up is the WPF Kids has, of course, the curriculum has been out for a while. We've been doing the steady march on it. We have not missed a single deadline, although at Christmas it got close because we have one due at the end of the year. And we have never cut it this fine. And thank God I actually planned ahead, and we actually tried to be finished by December 15th rather than December 31st, because with the Christmas and New Year's and the holidays, things get weird. And thank God we did that, because things got weird. I had a kid. Yes. And there is both the before and after of that process. One of our other most productive layout people had a huge family, not emergency at all, but a family shift. Like their household grew enormously, and they couldn't help. I was out of the loop. He was out of the loop. And so it was scramble time. And thank God I did find some time in the hospital to put some of that together. But we got it out on time. The Outcast, the seventh book, or the sixth quarter. And that one's going to be good.
Yes.
It's about the people that everyone discards, but God sees value in anyway. And a lot of it is for maybe our kids that we pick up on our vehicles, our buses, that everybody else writes off.
Yeah.
They're trouble. They're annoying. They're not going to be any good to society, but God sees value.
Yes, definitely.
There is treasure in their hills, and that's in the kids. So I'm excited about the Outcasts.
Very excited. We were decorating for this upcoming theme, and we were already thinking about Outcasts.
Well, why don't you tell them what the theme is? Because we said what the Outcasts are, but what would a theme for Outcasts look like?
Outcast is basically like a trash dump.
It is. It's
just trash.
To us, the heroes of the story of our like little world we created within the Outcasts are kids that have been kicked out of society. They've been rejected. They're orphans, kind of like the Boxcar Children style.
Yes.
You know, they've been pushed away, and so they're living on the outskirts of town in a junk pile, in a junkyard. But they have turned all the trash that they found into treasures. They built themselves a cool home out of the stuff that people have thrown away. You know, their windows are tires.
Yes.
The front door might be a refrigerator door. You know, just that's what I'm seeing in my brain. But I can't wait to see what you guys do for your decor.
So excited.
It's going to be fun.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. It could be messy if you're not real careful about it. But I think it won't look messy. I think it'll look very just super like Robin Crusoe, Swiss Family Robinson. If you haven't read those books, go read them. But just real scrappy and cool. I'm excited about it.
I'm excited.
So anyway, it's out and you can buy it now. So that's actually the year 2, quarter 2, but we've always said that it doesn't matter what order you preach. Preacher man, you can preach these things in any order. It doesn't matter what order you teach them in, as long as you just try to do a whole year at a time, like the A1 through A4, then B1 through B4, but you can do the Bs in any order, the As in any order. Not that you couldn't mix and match. We really don't care what you all do.
Yes.
We just think it makes a little more sense to do it that way. But hey, it's your Sunday school.
I think we're wanting, I don't know about the rest of the class.
I know skip a little bit.
Super class wants to skip to Outcast next.
Because on our normal order, based on the order of writing, it would be Kingdom Quest.
But we just did that Kingdom. Like a year ago. Yes. And so
I have a feeling we're going to jump.
So there's a lot of kids that were in there for it already.
Well, they never saw this curriculum book, none of these lessons, but they saw the theme.
We're just in the kingdom, and then we did that we had a year where it was our SCC conference. It was our kids revival. It was our
I don't think it was junior camp though.
It wasn't junior camp, no. But it was like enough things in a row.
Yeah, it definitely will start to get long in the tooth if we did it again too soon.
Yeah, so I think going to Outcast, I'm already super excited about that.
I think we all are.
Yes, definitely.
All right, and so that's exciting. But in addition to that, so I was telling you that for a reason. We're halfway through the curriculum.
Yes.
It doesn't mean we're experts at this thing by any means. Oh, no. But what it does mean is that we have figured out a few things that were kind of hard for us. You know, we figured out some of this stuff, and so we feel like we have enough under our belt to expand in other areas for other things that people have requested, like the toddler version.
Yes.
And the youth side.
Ooh,
now, the toddler version, in my head anyway, is going to be more or less a direct takeoff of the existing curriculum, just really scaled down to their level. There's stuff that's going to be eliminated, stuff that's going to be written in specifically for toddlers. There's stuff that's got to be modified, but at least it'll follow the theme in the books. All the layout can be utilized.
Yeah.
Youth, who knows?
Yeah, it couldn't be anything.
We're meeting tomorrow night, actually.
Oh, nice.
For the first kickoff, and we're going to just brainstorm. What does a youth curriculum look like? And we don't know. We may guess wrong. We may do it wrong, and everybody may hate it. But we're going to do our very best to try to get something for youth, because we do have a lot of people asking, including our church. We need help. So we got the toddler curriculum, the youth curriculum, and Vacation Bible School.
Yay!
We got a committee put together of some incredible people for Vacation Bible School. And I'm not going to name all the names, but let me just tell you, they're from California to Florida. Wow. And in between, some of the cream of the crop. They've already, every one of them on the committee, except me, have written a Vacation Bible School already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so between them all, I think it's not going to be as good as something out there. I think it's going to be better.
Yeah.
And it'll have all of the auxiliary pieces. It'll have the songs. It'll have the printables. It'll have all that stuff.
Yes.
How to do all that, we don't know. But it can be done, and we're going to do it. So I'm super, super excited about it. And, 2026 is going to be cool.
Definitely.
Apostolic Kids is still going with a bang. We are 28 episodes deep. I'm pretty sure it's 28.
Yes.
And we're releasing 29 this coming Saturday. And thank God for Tristan. She has been helping me so much, not just on the recording of the podcast and on the Apostolic Kids, but also in the editing. You guys have no idea how long editing can take. Some of you do, of course, because you've edited video. But it just takes a long time. Especially when you're using a green screen and you got to render that out and you got to replace it and then you got to do all the edits. And if you want to make it fun, you got to put music in the cuts and all the transitions and all that stuff. And it just takes time. And Tristan has been doing all of that for the last 6 weeks, probably 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, around there. It was like 2 weeks before the Christmas episode.
Yeah, so a bit, 4 or 5 weeks at least, probably more. And I'm so very thankful that you're taking that on and you're doing a great job. Honestly, I don't think anybody would notice that a change has happened except they're probably like, hey, these have improved a lot.
Except for the random floating head.
Nah, that just happens. But yeah, go check those out. If you have kids, point them to Apostolic Kids YouTube channel.
Or if you're an adult, also go to Apostolic Kids.
Yeah, every Saturday, 8 a.m. And we did have a little bit of feedback on the Christmas episode. And it seemed like most people really enjoyed them. So
that was a lot of fun.
I thought that was cool.
Definitely cool to switch things up.
Yeah. That was I don't know if it was fun for everybody else, but it switched things up enough for us that we really got a kick out of it. So we had a good time. Yeah. All right. A couple other quick things is the Monday night.
Yes.
We had our annual training here at Inland Lighthouse Church. And when you hear children's ministry training, you think, woohoo! Action songs, puppet shows, object lessons. We get to have fun. It's going to be a ball, but no, it wasn't that kind of training.
It wasn't a seminar.
It was the check the boxes training.
Yes.
It was the make your insurance company happy training. And it's stuff that is important. Yes. I'm not downplaying all that. It's stuff that has to be done and needs to be done. And we do it.
Yes.
But it's not the most exciting. It's the stuff like how to protect yourself in your church, how to properly deal with discipline problems, how to hold and not hold a child, how to what are some other stuff we covered?
We covered for the bus side we covered like
bus safety,
bus commitments, what being a bus worker means,
how to walk a kid to and from the bus, how to
permission slips,
what to do if you have an accident on a bus,
yes.
what to do if you have a fire on a bus. All of that is covered, and it's our annual training, and it is mandatory. So all of our staff must attend, and if for whatever reason they can't, and just life happens when you have a lot of people involved, they have to watch the video. We recorded it, and they have to watch the video before they can be back in ministry next time.
Yeah.
And so that was for our Sunday school, for our bus ministry, for our Bible quizzing, for our youth department, for our MIT
team.
Daughters of Zion breakfast team, anything that had any connection as a volunteer within the Lighthouse Church with a minor, you had to do this.
Yeah.
And so I sent out a lot of texts today with the forms and all the videos, and they have to sign off that they watch those videos. So it's not fun, but it has to be done.
Yeah.
And so we did it. And this Saturday, we are kicking off a new bus route.
Yes, I'm so excited.
So we had a bus route that was a good, on the extreme end, 30 minutes away?
30, 35, just depends on how far, which of the stops came.
In one direction. That means 30 minutes out there, pick up kids, 30 minutes back. So it's a 2-hour bus ride sometimes, if things got weird.
Yeah.
And the problem is we are in the Inland Empire. One of the most populated metroplexes in the world. Like, this thing is packed. We have 11 million people around us, something like that. It's bonkers.
Yeah.
And so we're traveling 35 minutes. In that process of traveling, we are passing literally hundreds of thousands of people that we could be picking up on our bus routes. And so we did not stop picking them up.
Yes.
No, we actually passed those off to a church that they are closer to.
Yes.
And they're picking those kids up. And we are refocusing closer to our church because there's many apartment complexes right next door that we don't even knock the doors up.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many doors. And so we're refocusing on that, and we just had a quick meeting yesterday.
Yes.
Just how to blow the doors off this thing to get it rolling. And we're excited. So we're going to do an announcement at church, try to get as many people from the church. We don't care if they have ever been on bus ministry outreach before or not. Want them to show up, and we're going to take them to all those apartment complexes. I think we have 10 or so lined up. And we're going to hit, hopefully, every door of every apartment complex. We're going to have flyers. We're going to have a big promotion with some sort of cool giveaway. Make it fun. We're going to have balloons. We're going to have music playing. It's going to be just a jam session. A lot of fun because, like Brother Uzzle says, it's 90% fun, 10% spiritual, and we don't even put the 10% spiritual on the flyer. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
Because that's not what brings them in. The bait is fun, and when they're there, we sock it to them with the Holy Ghost, and God's going to change their lives and do incredible things. And anyway, that's how you get them. It's not a bait and switch; it's a bait and give. So if you promise fun, you better give them fun.
Yes.
But while they're there, we're also going to punch them in the nose with the Holy Ghost and see God do incredible things with them. Right?
Yep, definitely.
So, all right, I think that's it for our intro that took 47 minutes. Time for the dad joke.
Oh, no.
All right, Tristan. So I wanted to come up with a joke that would make you laugh. But I've tried short ones. I've tried long ones. I've tried involved ones. I've tried sneaking up on you with the joke, by trying to like surprise you. Hey, that was actually a joke. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. So I don't think there's a set formula.
Okay.
I just think that I'm just going to just keep working. Because that's what you got to do in Sunday school sometimes for that hard child, that is just, they're hard to reach. You've been trying to reach them, and they're just so, their heart is so calloused over that you can't hardly reach them. But you keep trying. You keep trying to reach them and soften them up with the Holy Ghost. And so that's what I'm trying to do with these dad jokes, Tristan. One day, I think I'm going to break through, and we're going to have a moment, and it's going to change you forever.
I don't know about that.
I think it will. Okay. So there was these two rednecks. They were out hunting. No, you can't cover your mouth. No. She's already laughing. This is good. Redneck jokes are the trick. Okay, so there's these two rednecks. They were out hunting. They were on this big piece of property, and it was on a farmer's land, but they had permission to be out there hunting, so they were good. Well, while they were walking around, they saw a giant hole in the ground. I mean, this thing was huge. It was like 10, 15 feet around, and they couldn't even see the bottom. This thing was like so far down. They didn't know what it was. One of them said, "Hi, what's this?" The guy said, "I don't know. It looks like a hole. I wonder how deep it is." The guy said, "I don't know. Let's throw something down it and see what happens." I looked around, dug around in the bush, and they found a big old, like, old tractor engine, just like a big old, you could tell it wasn't like a good one. It was just
sitting there?
Yeah, just a piece of junk right out in the middle of the field. But it was heavy as all get out. So these guys were rolling it and wrestling it, and they're like, get it to the edge, and they're like, "Are you ready? 1, 2, 3." And they push this thing over, and they look inside. Woo! Well, behind them, they hear rustling in the bushes, and this goat comes out of the bushes right at them. I mean, this thing has got horns, and it's flying at them, and these guys barely make it out of its way. They dive. Well, this goat goes flying past him and dives head first in that hole. Oh. And they're looking at this thing going, "What was that?" That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Just then, the farmer pulls up in his truck. He said, "Hey, boys, what you doing?" He said, "Oh, man, we're just out here hunting." He said, "Well, you seen my goat anywhere? I can't find him." They said, "Your goat?" "Yeah, we did. We just saw this goat. He went flying past us, just missed us, and dove headfirst into this hole." The farmer said, "Well, that's crazy. I don't see how that could happen. I had him tied to an old engine over there."
That's just sad. That's just sad. You just killed a goat.
You know that was funny. All right, now it's time for them their victories and bloopers, because we just had us a Sunday, and it was a good time. I'm still talking like in my accent. Yep. I'm still like I'm telling the joke.
Yep.
Well, anyway, we had a good Sunday, and when you have good Sundays, you don't have as many bloopers, which, some people like, come on, give us some good bloopers. Yes. But in our class, it went pretty good. I couldn't think of anything. I was kind of embarrassed by that because it actually went well. Wow. I'm embarrassed we had good Sunday school. So how about you guys? What happened in yours?
Well, our class went really well. It was in
your first Operation Faith?
Yes.
Come on now.
So it was the first week of Operation Faith, and it was a lot of fun.
By the way, if you haven't seen how hard they have worked on making this classroom so cool for Army, I'm going to put some pictures here while she's talking. Go ahead.
So it's not completely done. We're still adding things because we have Holy Ghost Rally next week. So we don't have our next official week of Operation Faith until the week afterwards. So over these next 2 weeks, we're still going to be adding things, but that's kind of how it looks right now. And so we kind of spent the week before just kind of putting things together, and so it was our first week because the week before had been a construction theme, and then we went to the Army theme, and it was a lot of fun. I think everyone was dressed up. I was purposely not dressed up.
Well, so that was part of your
Yes,
shtick.
Everyone was dressed up for the thing. They were all dressed up.
Brother Ruben was
so
awesome.
funny.
His name was Private Band-Aid.
Yes.
And he sent in the chat, I saw that was his name, and so I did a quick AI thing with his picture, and it was the coolest guy with these Band-Aids all over him, but it was him, it's his picture.
Yeah.
And I put it in the chat. Well, he came dressed perfectly like that guy. He had the Band-Aids all over him. He had the same hat, the same helmet. It looked like the picture. It was so good. And then you had Bree all dressed up. Beanie, he was dressed up.
And then Gracie was dressed up. She was, because each of us are like, so I know the main theme skit is there's one sergeant and one private.
Nope, you make it yours.
Well, I'm saying
you
that's
do
what
whatever
the
you want
curriculum
with it.
is. And so for us, what we're doing is it makes it a lot easier for people's schedules, and then also just kind of includes everyone, different personalities, that kind of thing. So we're doing where Bree is still the sergeant. She's the one that's going to be there every week. But there's going to be a the private, like the side character private, is going to be a different person each week. And so they all have different names. But they're all but a few of them are like just very slightly from each other. Like there's Private Fumble, Private Mumble, Private Bumble. Like they're very similar.
And Band-Aid.
And Private Band-Aid, yes. So they're all just the different privates. And so we did that for this Sunday. It was a lot of fun. It went honestly really well. We had very few, I think we only had one blooper. And it was that we have a mailbox. With like
you got to explain that though. Why would you have a mailbox?
Yes. Okay. So what it is
on an Army base.
Yeah, so basically it's like the outgoing mail. And so on it, so there's a little plastic mailbox we got from Home Depot. And then
insert a picture here.
Here. And then I made a stand out of cardboard. And we have a sign on it that says outgoing mail, destination heaven. And it's for all their prayer requests at the beginning of class.
That's pretty cool.
For them to write prayer requests. They give it to the teacher, and the teacher puts it in there. And it's kind of our outgoing
I've got to
mail.
say that you guys did more stuff with cardboard that looks phenomenal than I've ever done. I lean more toward the woodworking and plywood and 2x4s and stuff, just because that's what I'm comfortable with, and I know it's going to last forever.
Yes.
You guys did a knockout job. Like you made those crates, Army crates out of cardboard.
We made one today that opens. That you can open it, and then we made a watchtower today out of cardboard.
You guys have done such a good job. Such a good job.
So that was kind of that was our only blooper, was that we kept knocking it over, and apparently it was enough to get back to some parents where they were had heard about it being knocked over. But that was really our only blooper, was just the mailbox repeatedly getting knocked over.
One of the teachers thought that was part of the skit. Because they knocked it over so many times.
No, it was we're using fishing poles because we were talking about fishers and men, and we just don't know how to aim. Apparently.
Yeah, and we're going to put the victories and bloopers here together.
Yes.
So like a victory in your class, Brother Ruben sent a video to the rest of the chat, and it was the cutest, sweetest thing. There's a young boy in the class, and he's a good kid.
Yeah.
But he has his moments. He can be pretty feisty, pretty mischievous. It's the sweetest video of him teaching a brand new kid how to do the action song. And so he's showing him how to do his hands right, and he keeps showing the boy, and the boy's looking at him, and he's trying to. It was so cute because he had been there for a year or two now. And so he knew the ropes, and he's going to show this first timer how to do the action song, and it was just cool. I loved it.
Very, very cool. So for super class, our main, we mainly had victories. Like I said, that was really our only blooper, was the mailbox thing. So our other victory was we had 36 kids, which is a lot more than normal.
It's funny. These numbers are fluctuating like crazy.
Yes.
It's like we have too many kids, not enough kids. Too many kids, not enough
Yes.
kids. We can't seem to figure it out.
And then obviously the new curriculum, saying that, just starting that, the kids really seem to enjoy it. The new characters, all that.
Yep.
Class overall was just very smooth. One thing we were really working on was like transitions with no dead air or anything like that. And it went much better than normal. If there was like whoever was up next was like standing right by the like the side of the class, ready to walk up. And then one of the like usually very rowdy kids who kind of sometimes causes trouble, he took it upon himself to help us clean up from the teachers' meeting, put the table away, and was just took care of it.
That's awesome.
It was really cool. And then I think that was it, at least for for Superclass there was one more blooper. This one's from Brother Ruben. He said that a certain visitor kid felt just in her spirit just to run the aisles with her older sibling.
Oh, nice. And when was it that she felt this?
I'm pretty sure it was during the object lesson.
Yeah. So during the object lesson,
Yes.
she was moved upon to
Yes.
start running.
Yes,
That's good stuff.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. In the youth boys class, we are not following the curriculum.
Yes.
We have our own set. I think we have 21 weeks mapped out of doctrine stuff that we're covering, and we do break it up. We make it fun. We have live music, and then we have a game, object lesson. Last 15 minutes are pretty much straight teaching into an altar call. But I feel like we've done it long enough where it's really smoothed out. Like we've you never say you got it figured out, because that's the death knell.
The next Sunday,
yeah, but it feels like it's the kids are enjoying it. Everybody's kind of getting in the rhythm. They're getting their wheels under them, and we're having some brand new teachers. I got 3 or 4 brand new people that have never helped in Sunday school, and they're helping with the youth and doing a really good job.
Nice.
They've been doing the game and the object lesson and a few other things, and so big victory there. It's starting to really feel good.
Yeah.
To really feel good in there. And the girls are now joining us for the live music.
Oh, nice.
For the first 10 minutes. In fact, when I announced that the girls were joining us for the live music, the boys about revolted. They were so mad.
Really?
Because it was their thing.
Yeah.
They had the live music and they did all the playing and the singing. They're like, no, we don't want them in here. So we just told them basically, grow up.
Yeah. What to tell you?
They're going to be in here. They're going to sing with you. So
yeah.
Anyway, that was good. They got to join us.
Yeah, I know the girls' class, the girls 10 and 11, said that they had no bloopers this Sunday, which is always really good to hear.
Yeah. The toddlers told us, they said they had bloopers / victory, tons of crying kids, lots and lots of crying kids, but they were able to get it all worked out. And in fact, one of the kids that was the most weepy at the beginning ended up being the superstar of the class at the end.
Look at them go.
Yeah, pretty good stuff.
Yes.
Anyway, it sounded like it was a great Sunday overall. And so we try to share warts and all. We don't hide it. If we have a bad Sunday, you're going to hear about it. But hey, this is one of the rare, pretty good ones.
Yes,
hey,
definitely.
Let's move on to the next part. And now it's time for the thought from the notebook. This may or may not have anything to do with children's ministry. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I don't think this one will. So I was reading through my notebook, just different things that I've written down that I just kind of caught my attention. Mm-hmm. And one of them was that old statement you hear all the time, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Just, what you do is going to happen back to you. Leviticus 24. And that was the rule back in Israel, that what you did would happen to you, no matter what. If you injured somebody, they'd injure you the same. If you broke somebody's arm, they'd break your arm. If you accidentally knocked out somebody's eyeball, God forbid, they knocked yours out. I mean, that's brutal.
Yes.
But imagine if that same thing happened today, not just physically, but like spiritually, or how careful would we be if you knew that everything you did would happen back to you?
Probably much, much, much more careful.
Every time I gossip, instantly I know somebody's gossiping about me.
Yes.
every time
You talk bad about somebody.
I make fun of somebody,
You know somebody's
I
making
know it's
fun of
coming. It's coming because it's just it's just an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Yes.
And if God enforced that the way it was back then, goodness, we'd be in trouble.
terrifying.
Every lie I told, someone was telling one about me. Every gossip, every word of gossip that I spoke, somebody was gossiping back about me. All these things, I'm only bringing this up because what if we, even if that didn't happen, which it doesn't, thank God, thank God.
Yes.
What if we lived like that? Like everything I do is going to happen back to me. I think I'd be a whole lot more careful about
Definitely.
how I talk and how I act and the things I do and how I treat people. If I treat somebody really good, I know it's coming.
Right back to you.
If I help somebody, it's going to come back.
Right
If I
back
give
to you.
somebody, I don't know, financial help, I know, hey, it's going to come back to me when I need it.
Yes.
And that's really is the way it happens spiritually. I say it doesn't happen. Like if I break your arm, it's not
Yes.
necessarily, my arm's not going to be broke immediately. But spiritually, all these things do actually happen. Bible says if you just give someone a glass of water, that's going to be, God notices those things and he's going to take care, or he's going to make note of it, and you're going to be rewarded. So if we just lived by that concept, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, but not being scared of it, but aware
Just keep
that
it in mind.
because there's some people that I know, and I like talking to them because they're funny.
Yeah.
But it's usually at someone else's expense. Mm-hmm. They're usually kind of ripping up somebody. They're like,
Yeah.
And I thought a while back after they had done that probably the second we were done talking, they're probably doing the same thing about me.
Yeah.
Because that's who they are.
That's what a lot of people, that's what, like you always hear, like if somebody's willing to talk to you about somebody, they're most likely willing to talk about you to somebody else.
What would stop it?
Yeah.
Right? There's no loyalty to that kind of person.
Yeah.
And so I want to be very careful. I don't want to be okay with talking junk about somebody. Not just in fear that somebody else is going to talk about me, but I just want to lay up store good things.
Yes.
And not have to worry about, is my time coming for all those bad things that I've done or said or how I treated somebody. So I know it's a simple thought, but an eye for an eye. I really want to treat people the way I want to be treated. The golden rule is a real thing.
Yes.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Yeah.
Sometimes we forget simple things. And this is just a reminder for me, maybe for nobody else, but for me, if I ever start talking bad about somebody, it's probably going to come back.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I don't want that.
Me either.
And now it's time for From the Archives. ApostolicSundaySchool.com is full, replete of object lessons and games and songs and all kinds of other things. And you have been in there, haven't you?
I have.
Did you have your hazmat suit on?
Nope.
Did you have your mask on so all the dust didn't get in your lungs?
I didn't.
Uh-oh.
I was breathing in the dust.
Oh, goodness gracious me. We're going to have to take you to the hospital for your asthma attack.
Yes.
All right, so what's happening?
So
What'd you come back with?
I came back with a little something. It's not.
You know what I think of when we do this? It's like someone coming back from the dark corner of a library somewhere, and they come bringing an old dusty book. Yeah, exactly. And it's covered in. We just blow the dust off. And then they wipe it off like, oh, man, I haven't seen this in a long time. This is a good one. All right, so what do you got? What's that old dusty book?
So this is something that it's nothing like super huge, but it's fun. And so it's something that I know we used to do when I would go with you on trips. Logan used to do it with you when he would go on trips.
I still got nothing. I have no idea
Sunday
what we're talking
schools,
about.
all that kind of thing.
All
So
right.
this is the Cracker Magic.
Oh, I like this one.
Yes. So
it doesn't teach a whole lot, but it's funny.
It's just funny. It's a little icebreaker.
It's not just funny. It's you can teach a little bit.
It's an icebreaker.
So tell us about it.
So basically, it's just that
I just about fell over backwards because this thing's got a little pin that it lays on, and that thing must have slid out. Boy, you guys almost got an eyeful of me flipping backwards. All right, go ahead.
So basically, it's that you're talking about this person comes in saying they want to do science, and the other person's like, no, I want to do magic. And then you go through the whole thing of, we don't do magic, it's Christian illusion. And then ends up, fine, can we do a Christian illusion? So then they're like, I just want to do science. And they're like, no, like, come on, let's do it. And they're like, okay, fine, we'll do one Christian illusion, and then we're done. And then the person that's doing the Christian illusion pulls out a cracker, and they're talking about how, okay, you see this cracker in my hand, and then they set it on a table, and then they keep talking about, in just a minute, I'm going to get that cracker, I'm going to cover it with my one hand, and they're talking about how they're going to make it disappear. But the person behind them the entire time, every time they set down the cracker, is taking it and very, like, comedically is eating the cracker, and then as soon as the other person turns around to grab the cracker, act like nothing happened. And it happens over and over and over until finally they're like, okay, I'm not setting it down anymore. Then they do it where they like act like it's still
they catch on. They catch them in the act.
Yes.
Of them eating the cracker.
Yeah, because usually what we do is like the person will be like, you should make a cheeseburger disappear next time. And then they're like, have you been eating him?
Yep.
Then they eventually say they're going to hold the cracker, put it in this hand, and then crumble it with the magic dust.
They sprinkle the magic dust over the hand, and poof, their hands are empty. And, of course, the magic dust is cracker dust.
Yes.
And nobody's impressed. Everybody thinks it's really stupid,
and then usually,
except they laugh because it's funny.
And then usually at that point, they're like, okay, fine, we'll do one more. And that kind of goes into a different Christian illusion. Or you can be like, okay, fine, we did it. We're going to science now.
Yeah. It's just kind of a silly interlude.
Yes.
But I've been doing... Is that actually on the website?
I believe so.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was even on there. But it's a funny thing I like to do at different churches. It's more of an icebreaker, more of a way to open the service, make everybody laugh, loosen up, and have fun. So it's a good way to do it, especially if there's someone there at the local church. Hey, there it is.
It's called The Truth About Temptation.
That's right. You can have someone from the local church that's just kind of funny, kind of a goofball, and they can be the one eating the cracker generally. And the people love it. Because they know this person and they're just having fun. So, yeah, I like that one. From the archives. Good choice. What about a new object lesson? Something that it's not only not in a dark corner and covered with dust, it ain't even in the library because it hasn't been published. Digital. So I got some a whole list of stuff, and this is one that I've never recorded, but it's about having a cold heart versus a heart that's open to God.
Got it.
God wants to fill us. God wants to put things inside of us. But if you have a hard heart, if you have a cold heart, God has trouble getting inside. And so what you do, you have 2 jars with like glass jars with those
Mason
canning.
Jar?
Yeah, with the metal lids.
Yeah.
And you have each of them turned upside down in a bowl of water. Just shallow, just like a little bit.
Okay.
One of them is in warm water. And one of them is in the coldest water you can possibly get. I mean, we're talking tons of ice, cold water, even sprinkle some salt in there.
Got it.
However you can get it cold. And
liquid nitrogen.
Probably not that because you'll burn yourself on this next part.
Oh.
So you have it upside down with the metal part in the ice water. And when you pick it up as long as the lid's tight to start with, trying to open that lid when it's cold is almost impossible because, as you know, cold shrinks.
Yes.
And it'll shrink that metal ring around there where you cannot get it off. And you could do this with a kid. Have a kid come up and do it. Now, you don't want it like liquid nitrogen because it literally
freeze your hand.
Mess their hand up trying to get it off. But if it's just really cold, it's just uncomfortable. But the warm one will come off no problem, even if it's put on just as tight. And so, heat expands and the cold shrinks. And so you talk about how if you have a cold heart, God's going to have a tough time putting something inside of you.
True.
Because he has a hard time opening us up if you're all cold. So you got to get warmed up. And so you can take that same cold one that they couldn't open and put it in the warm one, and then let it warm up and have that same kid open it up real quick. So that's one I've had on my list for a long time, but I've never done it. But I think it's a good one.
There you go.
Try it out. If not, I need to record it. Put it on ApostolicSundayschool.com.
You may see it soon.
I hope so. All right, Sister Tristan, we are at the final part of this there podcast. We ain't going to waste no time. We're getting right to it.
I'm ready.
Now, back in the day, man, I wish I could remember when. This is probably 90s, early 2000s. Okay. But whenever Michael Jordan was at his most popular, there was a bunch of commercials. Gatorade put them out, and it was Be Like Mike. And everybody wanted to be like Michael Jordan. Now, I didn't ever watch television and stuff, but even then it trickled through magazines and billboards. I mean, he was everywhere. He was the guy.
Okay.
Be like Mike. Well, today, our topic for this last part is don't be like Mike.
Okay.
And we ain't even talking Michael Jordan. We're talking about a different Mike.
Who's Mike?
We're talking about Mikey, the headless chicken. Mm-hmm. Don't be like Mikey, the headless chicken. Back in 1945, there was a farmer, and you're so sheltered, young lady. You've probably never been around this. I'm trying to keep you from unplugging. That's why I keep moving your hand.
Sorry.
If you've probably never been around this because you're a sheltered young lady, but chickens don't just come from, they don't grow on trees. You don't pick them from a tree, right?
I would assume
These are
not.
live animals that you have to dispatch so you can eat them. And so when we were young, we would have chickens, and they were on our little property there, and we would gather the eggs and stuff. But occasionally we would also eat the chickens. And the way you did that is you would catch them and whack their heads off. You'd chop their heads off. And we had Sister Haney from our church, Sister Norma Haney. Well, it was her father-in-law would come over to our property. We'd catch those chickens, and the guy was amazing. He'd throw that thing up there on a stump, whack, and take the top of its head off, and the thing would run off headless, completely headless. The chicken would run like crazy. Probably 60 seconds run. I mean, it was so fast. Run, and smack into the house and run into you. It was the funniest thing in the world for a 12-year-old kid.
I didn't know that was even a thing until Papa preached about it once.
Oh, it's a thing. Anyway, this particular time in 1945, they were doing that. They were chopping the heads off chickens. And somehow they did a cut that was almost perfectly wrong. They cut a chicken's head off, but he didn't die. They just did it just right, where there was just enough of the brainstem left that this chicken didn't even know he didn't have a head. Now, chickens aren't smart to begin with.
See?
Look this up. This is true. Mikey the headless chicken. He had no head. And he walked around. They said the second he got his head chopped off, he began to peck the ground like he was eating. He thought he still had a head.
Was it just air touching the ground?
He was air, like he was doing the head thing, trying to eat seeds on the ground. And from then on, without a head, this chicken lived and acted like a normal chicken without a head. He had no head.
How long was it alive?
He was alive for 18 months. Yes, a year
and a half.
Look it up if you don't believe me. Okay, this chicken, they named him Mikey. He walked around, and they fed him. Please don't get grossed out by this. With an eyedropper down the neck.
That's disgusting.
Down the open. This is true.
Wait, how did it not scar over?
I don't listen. I'm just. This is a story that I read,
so
but
many questions.
this is a real thing. They actually took him on sideshow weird circus stuff because he was such a freak that he shouldn't be alive, but he was. Newspapers wrote about him. He became a national curiosity. He actually gained weight. He was getting fatter because they fed him so much through the eyedropper. This chicken without a head lived. Look it up. Mikey the Headless Chicken, 1945. So how on earth does that apply to our podcast? How on earth does it apply to children's ministry? And why am I trying to tell this to a girl that is so grossed out right now she thinks I'm a monster?
I just think that, how is that true?
This is true. Anyway, look it up. I didn't believe it either until I looked it up. Okay,
it's crazy.
Anyway, so I was thinking, how does that apply to children's ministry? Well, let me tell you.
I don't know.
I've seen children's ministries that look a lot like Mikey.
They run around with their head cut off, but don't know it's
kind of, sort of. The room is popping. It's loud. It's exciting. They have puppets. They have the action songs. They got the snacks. They got the giveaways. It's moving. It's grooving. It's popping. But they don't have the most important thing of all.
Ooh.
They didn't put God in it.
Ooh.
And I've seen different pictures of denominational churches that have spent tens of thousands of dollars on decorations. And their ultimate, I look at them, I'm like, I want that one day.
Someday.
I want to have decorations like that. I want to have the people come in and go, oh, that's so cool.
The shock factor.
I want that. But that's all they have.
At what cost?
They have the body. They have the wings. They have the chicken walking around, but they don't even have a head. The most important part they're missing, because all of that's going on. And they even have super talented people. Like there's some incredible people working at some of these places.
Wow.
They're better magicians than I'll ever be. They're better experiments and object lessons. They're better at action songs. They're better at all this stuff than I am.
Wow.
But they don't have a head. I mean, they do have a head. But the head, the Bible says, the head of the body is God, is Christ. And that's the one thing that they are missing. And we can have exciting Sunday school and still be Mikey. So we're trying to be the opposite of be like Mike.
Yes.
Don't be like Mikey. So whenever we see a really good Sunday school with no altar call, I think, ooh, I don't want to be Mikey.
Yes.
I don't want to be like that. I don't want to have a lot of fun, but no purpose. Mm-hmm. Because when God's the center of it, all of that has meaning.
Yes.
The action song has meaning. The object lessons have meaning. The snacks have meaning. The giveaways have meaning. They all have a purpose. They have a goal of getting these kids closer to God. And if that's not there, what's the point? Take them to Disneyland.
Yes, very true.
Right? Just spend the money and take them down to the park, because you're wasting your time if there isn't a direction that you're taking them to. Because the head tells the body what to do.
It's very true.
Right? The head tells the body what matters, where it's going, and without that, it may still be a Mikey walking around. It may move. It may actually still look really cool and be a curiosity. Everybody's like, dude, check that out. Mikey the Headless Chicken's really cool. But they don't have any goals. They don't have any aim. They don't have any purpose. And that's pretty sad to me.
That is very sad.
I don't want to be Mikey. I don't want to be Mikey the Headless Chicken. Everything we do has got to point to God. Everything.
Yeah.
Every last piece of it that should have a purpose. We shouldn't, and we tell our teachers this all the time, there's no passes. There's no free segments. There's no pieces that you get handed on a Sunday that don't matter. Mm-hmm. They all matter. I don't care if you're doing the snack, you better pray over the snack. Yep. I don't care if you're doing what's something that some people might feel like doesn't have a pre-class activity. Yeah, the game. How important is that? How is that going to get a kid closer to God? Well, what you're doing is you're drawing them in. You're making them excited about Sunday school, and that locks them in more to the lesson, and everything builds.
They're popping open the lid little by little.
Exactly. It goes back to that object lesson we do. But it goes all the way to the end, to the altar call, to the moment that God does something. The 90% fun without the 10% is a waste of time. Yep. We talked about that at the beginning, right? 90% fun. If you have 90% fun and 10% God, you're going to win. Because that 10% is all you need. Yeah. But if you have 90% fun and 0 God help you. Or rather, I guess 100% fun and 0 God help you. You are absolutely wasting your time. Without Him at the center of it, we're just entertaining. We're Mikey.
I said it's like the hook, but where's the hook going?
Yep. We're just a sideshow freak.
Yes.
We're just a curiosity that people might come see. Oh, hey, cool, a headless chicken. That's awesome.
And then once you've seen it once, you've seen it all.
It doesn't last long either. Mikey only lasted 18 months. I mean, that's a long time for a headless chicken.
Headless chicken, yes.
But it's not long for a real chicken. Life expectancy of a normal chicken is 5 to 10 years. Mikey, 18 months. Hey, that's really good for a freak.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be a freak. I want to be what God wants us to be. That's all we got. I know that was a weird one. That was a weird way to end it. But hey, Don't be like Mike. I don't want to be like Mike,
Me either.
Jordan, or the chicken. All right.